Coming up on Value This with Dr. Lori, we are talking about sugar molds. Wow, I had no idea. This thing is ancient.
Well, it's old, yeah. And let's see how sweet the price is.
You may hear some extraneous noise in here because we're at the Bristol Antiques Market, and it's a brand new place in Bristol.
It's a brand new place for old. Brand new for old.
I love that. So people are wandering around, and because clearly people still find value in old.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was just talking about some of our followers on Value This who are millennials. Everyone goes, oh, young people don't care about antiques. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many people are at my events who are, 35 and younger, who are going, I'm a newlywed and I want to collect this and I want my kitchen to look like grandma's and this kind of thing all the time.
Here's a millennial plus a millennial plus a millennial. We have Chuck Thomas. He's on our show.
Carol's bad.
I am. But Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
Hi, how are you doing, Dr. Lori? Doing good, thanks.
Chuck collects a lot of stuff. I'm going to let you talk about this, but we've got sugar molds and baskets and stuff. And did Chuck waste his money? Is there anything that he got here valuable?
Chuck, what made you start to collect these?
Maple sugar molds. I love real maple syrup. I lived in New England, and that's where I discovered these types of molds, and so I started to collect them.
So where to source them is important for any of your antiques. Think about where you can source pieces. It's much easier now because you have the internet, right? So we can source much more easily. In the old days, you had to go to an antique shop in order to get these things. Now you can sit with your wine, by your computer, and find whatever you're looking for. But basically, this particular aspect of collecting has become very, very popular. Here's why. Iconography. Now, this is not particularly a sugar mold. This is actually a stamp press. This will actually decorate a particular food stuff. In this particular case, a cake. It could also be used for a cookie, but usually this is a cake stamp.
How would I know this was old or not old, and how do I know if it's valuable?
The type of wood, the rarity of the object, and I like to look at iconography because people like imagery. This is a harp. A harp is usually associated with funerals. Funerary pieces.
Really?
A harp, like you're going with the angels. Okay, so that's basically, so this would have been used usually on a Victorian piece. So this is 19th century Victorian, age of Queen Victoria, 1837 to 1901.
Okay, how much is this worth?
This is probably worth $175.
Wow.
In my hand.
Oh, I did well.
This particular piece is a little piece of mahogany. So that's important, and that helps us to identify where it's from. Because, first thought would be, okay, they're usually European because this comes out of a European tradition. We know that this piece is American because it's mahogany. Most of the mahogany in the 19th century is coming from the Caribbean, places like Puerto Rico, moving up to Virginia, into the colonies, and then, of course, up farther into New England.
Now, how do I know that that's mahogany if you don't know something about
wood? Forget the stain, remember the grain. I want you to learn the grains. Because you can make a piece of mahogany look like walnut.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can make a piece of pine look like cherry with stain. I want you to look for grains.
Okay, let's talk about some of these molds. Now, these are deep, these are sugar molds, right?
Sugar molds. So this is going to be for actually molding sugar. So this one is worth a little bit more than the others that we have here for a couple of reasons. First of all, the 18th, early 19th century construction. That puts it to 1790 to 1825.
This piece.
Yeah, let me put it in perspective for you. Thomas Jefferson dies in the 1820s. See the leaf? Mm-hmm. Is it maple syrup? It's maple, so a maple sugar mold, okay? So that's the first thing. Also the coloration, if you see difference in color, see the darkness is because the sugar is being received here. The light area is actually covered up by the rest of the wood, so always open it up. The pegs are a telltale sign of the early 19th century. Okay.
And nobody's going to fake those on a piece.
Oh, sure. People will fake things. But you've got to take a look and you've got to say this color is the same as this color.
Okay.
Got to do a little bit of your own educating of the eyebrows.
The value of this.
Value on this one's going to be somewhere around $200. Oh. So this is a nice piece too.
Very happy with that. Very
right?
Happy.
Okay. Now, it all depends on where you're getting this. If you're getting this in Atlanta, right, somewhere where we're not seeing a whole lot of sugar maple production, you're going to be able to really get a bargain on a piece like that. And this piece comes in around $125. Why? Not significant iconography. Yes, it's big, but we've got lots of these.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So there's the difference in looking at some of these pieces.
Exactly what I paid for it too.
Okay. Now, real fast. He's hanging these on the wall. Is that bad to do?
No.
Okay, the fact that he put this thing in there, does that diminish it?
Well, I'm not happy about that because he's violated the piece, but you have to hang it on the wall somehow.
Thank you so much, Chuck. Thanks. You can just leave this stuff here now, and we'll see you on Eat This.
I appreciate you looking at my things. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, Chuck.
Yeah, thanks. That's great information, and it's great to find some of these things.
A lot of these things with respect to, of course, wood, you want to remember that wood will maintain and hold bacteria differently than other kinds of materials, so you want to make sure that they really are cleaned very well if you're going to actually use them. I wouldn't suggest you use them, but a lot of people like to use their antiques too.
Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you so much. We'll be talking more probably about this stuff and so many other things here at the Bristol Antiques Market. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.